Mr. Gerhard.
Gerhard.
Gerhard, thank you. And that was my next question is how do you pronounce it? Because everybody pronounces it differently.
Yeah, I get many variations, but it is Gerhard. Rhymes with Amelia Earhart.
Okay, there we go. So, you did all the awesome backgrounds for
Cerebus.
Another thing I'm going to say wrong.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Well, it's different when you're reading things.
I know, we got so
role.
many variations on that title too, so that's
Right.
okay.
So that was like it's known mostly for being one of the longest running series ever, with 20 years, right?
It was actually 26 years. Dave started in 1977. He was self-publishing. It was bi-monthly for the first little while. Then he switched to monthly. And then I joined him in the mid-80s with issue 65. And we went to issue 300, March 2004.
And that's where it all ended.
That's where it all ended. His plan was to have the character age as the series progressed, and he would die in issue 300, and that's exactly what happened.
Amazing. I kind of wanted to ask you about the origins, about how it all got started, and how you and Dave initially collaborated, met each other, and got in on this long.
Yeah. How it started is actually a bit of a complicated story. I'll try to give you the really short version, but at the time, his wife Denny, they were going to do a fanzine together. They were going to call it Cerebus.
Okay.
And she misspelt it, and so it became Cerebus. And he had drawn a little aardvark mascot as the sort of the logo for the fanzine. And then the fanzine never went into it. There was problems with the printer and all this kind of stuff, so it never took off. So Dave wanted to prove that he could do 3 consecutive issues of the comic. That was his goal. And he thought since he had this character already, he had the name, he would call it Aardvark Cerebus. And he made it Conan the Barbarian parody. So it was Cerebus the Aardvark instead of Conan the Barbarian. And it was sort of a take on Howard the Duck as well. A funny animal in the world of humans. And so he did his 3 consecutive issues just to prove that he could do it. He thought he could shop these around. But they went so well, and he just started self-publishing. And solicited there's lots to see around here. He solicited through the distributors at the time, and the first issue, there was only 2,000 of them printed. So they're very rare. And issue number 1.
Try to come closer to us, maybe. The Wookiee noises are drowning us out.
Wookiee noises. Keep that Wookiee down. And so there was only 2,000 issues printed of number 1. So they're very rare now.
Okay, I've never seen one.
I think the mint condition one now is in the thousands of dollars. So he was self-publishing with his wife. She was sort of running the publishing end, and he was doing the story and the art. And they, like I said, they went to monthly, and the sales just kept on going up and up. And they're doing a lot of conventions, and it got a real cult following.
Yeah.
And when I joined him, we both lived in the same small town in Ontario, Kitchener. And Denny's youngest sister is actually a friend of mine.
Okay.
And we sort of met that way.
All right.
And at the time, I was doing a lot of commercial art and a lot of landscapes and still life and that sort of thing, pen and ink with the watercolor. And Dave saw these and said, I backtrack a little bit. Archie Goodwin at Epic Magazine at the time had asked Dave if he'd be interested in doing some color pieces for Epic. And Dave wasn't really big on color. He's a black and white guy. And he saw the stuff that I was doing and said, if I laid out the pages and did the characters, could you do this kind of stuff in behind it? I said, well, let's give it a try. So we did a few pieces for Epic Magazine, and they went over real big, and I started doing conventions with Dave, and he would do a quick sketch, and I would draw a quick background and color it up there at the table, and we would auction it off to the people that watched us do it, and that went over real big. And then he asked me to join him on the monthly book. And then I became, Denny left after a while, and I became the longest running team on any comic, and the longest independently published comic in history.
That's right.
So yeah, I know Captain Canuck started sooner, but we put up more issues.
That is true. 100% true.
Awesome. So I have to ask you what you're doing now.
Right now I'm doing mostly commissions through my website. That's gerhardart.com. People contact me with their ideas. Some of them are Cerebus related, some of them are not. This is a piece I did for a fellow commissioned me to do my take on a little Nemo cover.
Right, I have this book.
Yes, you
One
do.
of my favorite books.
And while I was working on this, somebody let me know about the book that Locust was putting together. So when I just emailed them and said, look what I'm working on. They said, oh, we'd love to have you in the book. I had to expand the image a little bit because the book is huge. And it turns out that it's actually the very first one in the book. It's right next to the dedication page to Windsor McKay, so that just off the scale cool.
Yeah, I would have carried mine here to get signed.
Yeah, but it is this big. Yeah. And currently, I'm working with Grant Morrison on a story for Heavy Metal magazine. He's writing a story called "Smile of the Absent Cat,"
which is just too cool.
And the first 2 chapters have been published. I just got the script for the 3rd chapter. It's a very interesting, very Grant Morrison story. It's sort of based on this guy Lewis Wayne around the turn of the last century. He was doing anthropomorphic cats doing people things, golfing and bowling, lawn bowling, whatever. And people just had never seen this before. It was hugely popular at the time. But he went a little crazy and ended up broke and insane in an asylum, and this is the
That's so typical.
this is the jumping off point for Grant's story. So it was a very interesting story. I can't wait to get the rest of the script.
What's it like working with Grant?
I don't know. All I ever get is an email now and then, and I get the script in the mail. So far, I mean, the scripts are great to work with, and he's been very cordial in the emails, and I'm hoping to meet him one of these days.
That's awesome. Oh, great. I also wanted to ask you about where your training was. Where you self-taught? I don't know that at all.
Right. No, absolutely. My mother told me that I was the easiest kid to take care of, because all she had to do is give me a box of crayons and a blank piece of paper, and then she could go out shopping or do the laundry or whatever she had to do, and she'd come back 3 hours later and I'd still be drunk sitting there with my crayons. And that's all I did during school when I should have been doing schoolwork. I was just doodling. I would fill up page after page after page in my notebooks until all the blank pages were full of doodles. I would throw them away and just fill it up with blank pages again and start over again. So it's just, drawing is just something I've always done. Yeah. And thankfully, the more I did it, the better I got at it. So.
Yeah. Well, you draw so much amazing, like, detailed architecture.
Right. I did take grade 9 drafting.
Okay, grade 9 drafting.
That's my basis as far as architecture goes. But I very much like working with perspective and architecture and working with light and shadow. Because Cerebus was a black and white book, I did a lot of cross-hatching to give a sense of depth. And so lots of tiny little lines.
It's beautiful.
So this is actually a lot of these are settings in the book. This is the Regency Hotel. And there's a Cerebus there going out to play wickets with the elf. And these are scenes from Church and State. In the story, where Dave actually inserts himself into the story. He comes into this bar where Cerebus has been hanging out for way too long.
Grant Morrison.
Yes, yeah. And Dave tells Cerebus that Cerebus would be surprised who he's driving crazy by staying in one place for so long, meaning me. So here's my pencil and my ruler, and this is my floor plan for the bar. So if Dave is sitting on this bar stool and Cerebus is standing here, the camera angle would have to be from here, and that shows me what section of the bar you can see behind them.
Right, okay.
And so this is how I sort of worked out all the settings and the backgrounds. These are all the issue numbers we've been stuck in this bar, and this is me exploding the bar and wrecking all the bottles. So a long time ago in an interview, David said that the backgrounds were completely up to me, and I could put it in the interior of a submarine if I wanted to. So there's the interior of a submarine behind Cerebus. And then he turns around and it's all back to normal. So that's sort of an indication of how Dave and I work. For instance, with this page, Dave would have drawn the little head, and I did everything else.
That's so crazy. Like that one little piece.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But I mean, there's plenty of pages where he did most of the work.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this interview. It's so awesome to like have you over here and actually like physically see it, go through it. It's so great meeting you.
great. It was great meeting you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for signing my friend.
Thank you.
I hope you have a great time.
Oh, and if you want to lug in that big little Nemo bug, I'll be happy.
Thank you so much for watching my interview with Gerhard. I had a great time. He's such a wonderful person. I did end up plugging in that giant book and got it signed. So until next time, guys, read something good.